Hello, students. So, let's know about the topic United Nations. So, United Nations is an international organization. It was established after World War II with the aim of preventing future world wars. It was established in the year 1945 to maintain international peace, security, for protecting human rights, for delivering humanitarian aid, for promoting sustainable development, for upholding the international law. So, to deliver its functions internally, it contains six principal organs. So, they are the General Assembly. General Assembly is the main policy making organ of the organization of United Nations. The second internal organ is International Court of Justice. It is also called as the World Court. So it settles disputes between one or two countries based on the international law. The third organ is Trusteeship Council. So this council ensures that not independent nations, that is the colonial nations, were administered at best interest with the international peace and security. And the fourth organ is Economic and Social Council. So it discusses the international economic and social issues. The fifth organ is the Secretariat. Its main aim is to implement the decisions taken by other principal organs of the United Nations. The sixth organ is the Security Council. Its primary responsibility is to maintain international peace and security. So, there are 193 member countries in the United Nations, and our India is a founding member of it. Let's know about the historical significance of United Nations. So, United Nations peacekeeping mission mediate between two disputed countries and try to establish peace in those countries. And for example, there was a Good Friday Agreement in Northern Ireland in the year 1998 and a comprehensive peace agreement in Sudan. So it solves the disputes between two conflicted regions. The next is it helps many colonialized countries and people to become independent. And the third function is human rights and international law was set up by the United Nations to help some initiatives like Universal Declaration of Human Rights, etc. The fourth function is sustainable development goals were adopted by it to forward the agenda of sustainable development. The fifth one is with the help of some specialized agencies like United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, World Health Organization and World Food Program, United Nations have provided humanitarian assistance and relief programs and has transferred millions of lives. It has transformed some millions of life to be in a peaceful place. So this is about the United Nations. So let's discuss about the topic. So the United Nations consists of 5 permanent members. They are China, France, Russia, UK and US. The G7 countries consist of France, Germany, US, Japan, Italy, Canada and UK. So recently 49th G7 summit was held in Japan. So in this summit, India has questioned on the ability of United Nations in preventing the conflicts. So here we have to notice one thing. The 3 out of 5 permanent members of the United Nations are present in the G7 countries. They are US, UK and France. So these are the 3 permanent United Nations members, and these countries also are present in the G7 countries. So here the P5 members of United Nations have veto power. So P5 is nothing but the 5 permanent members of United Nations. So they have the veto power. So they have the power to stop any decision which was taken by the United Nations. So these P5 countries are using veto power to serve only their interest. Like China using its veto power for its interests in Pakistan. Because of this veto power, the United Nations organization could not fully implement humanitarian assistance or make peace treaties between the disputed countries, or can send some resources or financial aid to the countries who are in conflict with these P5 countries. So, before we have seen over here the role played by the United Nations historically. It has made several peace agreements. It has transformed millions of people's life. It has provided humanitarian assistance and relief. It has developed the self development, sustainable development goals, and many things, many initiatives were taken by the United Nations before. But now it is slowly deteriorating, and it is only up to the interests of the P5 countries. So, for these reasons, India has questioned on the accountability of the United Nations functioning, and has also questioned about why they have not been defined terrorism till now, as India have issues related to cross border terrorism and terror attacks from Pakistan, which is getting support from China, which is also one of the P5 country P5 countries of the United Nations. So this is about the United Nations and about the 49th G7 summit.